In this video, I'm going to share with you how I've created a safe space for my inner child as an opportunity for you to find new ways to create safe space for your inner child. And if you don't know what an inner child is, we'll talk about that as well for you to go, aha. There was a very long period in my life where I did not accept that my inner child. In fact, not only did I not accept the inner child, I didn't treat it well. And I didn't treat it well because I didn't even acknowledge its existence. Imagine that, raising a child where you didn't even recognize its existence. And there was a period of my life where I'm like, I'm a man. I am not some child here. I don't have any little children needs inside of me. And of course, what that did was that suppressed a big, massive part of me. And that's why I feel equipped to talk about this, because I've been down that hole before. And so in those times where I'm like, I don't need no inner child. There ain't no inner child in here. I'm an adult that pays the rent, that pays the mortgage, that pays the bills. And so by saying those statements to myself and believing that, it did a few things. It caused me to give up on my dreams. It got me in relationships that didn't serve me. They were very expensive emotionally and financially. Kept me in jobs that expired years prior. And it truly, truly did, story for another time, make me emotionally paralyzed. I knew something wasn't right. I just knew something wasn't right. Even though I was being a strong man, I knew something wasn't right. And I was like, I am so committed to wanting to build something and leave behind a legacy where other people get to feel inner peace and fulfillment in their own lives. But I was starting to get the sense I was a bit of a hypocrite talking of these topics if I couldn't have that inner peace myself, if I couldn't have that fulfillment myself. So my actual journey was to create more inner peace for myself and fulfillment for myself. And along the way, I found through my practices, there was 4 areas for me to start living life on my terms, for me to start feeling that inner peace, to start feeling that fulfillment. It was this. I learned, hey, I got to learn how to control the itty-bitty shitty committee in my head, control the inner critic. I had to recognize that I have needs. I have needs. There's actual things I need, and people-pleasing wasn't helping with that. And I need to act on my needs, not just please other people. I had to realize, I have some potential in my side of myself, which I knew I had, but I wasn't acting on it. So I needed to realize the potential and act on it. And fourth, what I found I was doing was I had to accept that there was an inner child. I was in a lot of pain. Me, myself, and I was in a lot of pain because I was ignoring a part of myself that needed to be led. And so for me, what that inner child was, and maybe you'll recognize some of these inside of you and your inner child, but you might have a different definition as well. For me, the inner child is the part of me that doesn't have to pay the mortgage, whatever that means to you, pay the bills. It's the part of me that feels deeply without any resentment towards feeling deep. Like, oh, I feel stuff. I feel sad. I feel happy. I feel like I need to grieve something. I feel like I'm, I don't want to celebrate. That's a part of me, and there's no resentment towards that feeling. It's the part of me that likes to be loved and loves to be liked. And just accepting that there's a part of me. I am human after all. I am a member of the social species. And there's a part of me that has curiosity without judgment. I can be curious and go, aha, without going, aha, to everything I hear. There's a part that can, oh, look at the sun, it came up again. And also that part, inner child for me, is that part that needs to be led. Sometimes I don't have the leadership that I need to move forward. And that part of me that's vulnerable sometimes needs to be led. And so we're talking here about safe space versus healing the inner child. So a safe space for the inner child versus healing the inner child. On the Gratitude Slam, there's a lot of organic conversation that comes up throughout the year about healing the inner child. I don't even facilitate that conversation. It just comes up on its own. And it's a super important conversation to have. And there's people who specialize in that conversation deeply. And what I specialize in deeply is creating safe spaces for myself, hopefully for you, and for inner children as well. Because I believe no matter where your inner child is in their journey, a safe space is what's going to allow you and that inner child to play together more and flourish and fuse together and pursue those wild, crazy dreams you had as a kid or as a child or as a youth in a modern day world. And look, fear is the primary reason we don't go after our dreams. Fear is the primary reason we don't ask for help. Fear is the primary reason we don't live a life on our terms and we don't explore. Yeah, and so fear is holding both you and that inner child back from communicating with each other, because that inner child is just part of who we were from the beginning and who we grew to be until we had to pay the bills. And so I wanted to share with you how to mitigate that fear for that inner child, and it's through, it's as simple as this, it's through appreciation. Offering gratitude. Think of a friend who creates a safe space for you. Like, seriously, think of a friend. You've got a lot of friends probably, but think of a friend you're like, I feel safe confiding, having that friend as a confidant. They probably show gratitude towards you being most authentically you, right? Lauren, my wife, this is us. We play all the time. And she appreciates it. And she tells me how much she appreciates it. And I remember being in relationships where the playful side wasn't appreciated. And, oh, damn, did that dampen my fire a little bit. But your friends, think about them, show you gratitude for you sharing your vulnerability and for you sharing your feelings. And they just show a gratitude just for you being there and you being you and you sitting in whatever the heck you need to sit in that moment. So let's talk about, if we know what our really good confidants and friends do to create that safe space, let's talk about how we can immediately create a safe space for the inner child. Whether it's a healing safe space, or it's a playful safe space, or it's a let's go out into the woods and explore what's down there yonder. So gratitude, and that's our practice. Remember, gratitude is a muscle. Gratitude is a skill. And a skill can be learned. So offer gratitude towards the inner child. So this is how it sounds like to me, for me. Hey, I am so grateful, inner child, that you share with me what you need. I'm so grateful for you, inner child, that you love to still play and be silly and use the Etch-a-Sketch and the blocks. And I love, inner child, that you tell me you need to be appreciated. I love that you do that, because there's a long time I didn't do it. So I'm so grateful that you do now. So I'm offering gratitude towards the inner child. And now watch this. This is the part that often goes missing. Gratitude towards myself. I am so grateful that I found you because I lost you. I'm so grateful that we parted ways only to come back again, because I recognize how important you are for me to be fulfilled and have an inner peace in my life, and a playfulness and a curiosity that just is award-winning, as I'm giving myself that an award. And I'm grateful that I can accept that you're there. I'm grateful that I'm willing to listen to you. It's just gratitude. It's just showing appreciation. Because remember, gratitude is going, here's what I got. Here's what I got. Here's what I got. Now I got something to do with it. I have a responsibility. I have the ability to respond to that gratitude and do something with it, instead of take it for granted, which is a lack mindset. And I'm telling you, from the other side of the fence, if you have not yet created a safe space for your inner child, and if you have, then hey, I hope this amps it up even more. For me, I can tell you I've never had so much fun in my entire life. I get to play without fear of judgment of others. It's just rewarding to offer gratitude in a space for the inner child to be able to be there, because I get to share myself with others more, because that part of me, that inner child, is such a huge part of me. It's the part of me that people want to have tea with, right? It's not for the intellectual conversation, I can promise you that. It creates an inner peace when you can create a safe space for the inner child, because the inner child goes, oh, I feel good, you feel good, we feel good. I feel safe, you feel safe, I feel safe, we feel safe together. And by the way, it's just empowering. That sometimes I can recognize that part of me needs to be led, and sometimes I have to go, okay, either I need to find some external leadership for a temporary period of time, or I just need to be the one to lead that inner child and go, what do you need? What do you feel? What are you saying? Let me offer you what I can give you now. So here's your next steps right now. Do one of these things to manifest a safe space for your inner child. Any of these three. One, just do the gratitude exercise I did. Offer gratitude to your inner self. Put it in the comment section or chat section right now, and for your inner child. Second option, journal about your inner child. I don't know what the hell this Michael Ian Cedar guy is talking about. I'm going to journal about it. Oh, and you'll be surprised what comes out. Or three, write a letter to your inner child and mail it to your inner child. Maybe it's an apology. Maybe it's a letter of gratitude. Maybe it's a plan for the future, or maybe it's a sketching for a rocket ship that's going to take you to the next level of your life. Look, all of this is because I believe you deserve inner peace in your life, and you deserve to pursue and chase and attain your wildest dreams, only to create the next layer of wildest dreams. And sometimes the wildest dreams is, I just want to breathe. It's okay to play. It's okay that you love to be liked and like to be loved. And it's okay that you need leadership sometimes too. And the inner child needs leadership too. That's why I have coaches myself. I sometimes need, hey, someone lead me once in a while. And by the way, if you are ever interested in these conversations about what coaching looks like, not necessarily around the inner child, but about inner peace and fulfillment, then hit me up, direct message me, find me on social media, put something in the comment section. And we've got a lot of members of our team over here that have these conversations, that can guide you through the need for leadership sometimes. Hey, I'm hoping I created a safe space for you today. I'm so grateful that you stuck around this conversation, because for some people it was like, oh no. And maybe it was painful, maybe it was fun, maybe it was pleasurable, maybe it was validating. I don't know what you got out of it, but listen to what it's saying on the inside, and I'll see you on the other side.